Hopefully y'all can hear me. I'm streaming live from inside the house on YouTube. I tried to do it on StreamYard so I can show y'all the screen as well. It took me a while. I don't know what's going on. I've been trying to go out to do the apostleship for the past 2 or 3 days, but the weather here in Florida is sporadic, in Tampa and everything. So I'm just doing one inside right now today, and Lord willing, I'll do another one on Sunday. Because I have to go out. It's just in my spirit, I have, my apostleship. But nonetheless, though, I still have to feed the sheep, and I still felt like I guess I can at least go live inside the house. So with that being said, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, RAWACHAA, QADASH. Give honors to the elders at Great Millstone, taught me this truth through the Spirit. Singing honors to the elect. Peace and blessings to the 1/3 and to the confusion of faces in the four corners of the earth. Shalom, shalom. I'm going to get right into it. As you can see on the screen, Apostleship World War III. I don't know why it looks so weird like that over here. World War III. Let me get this right here. It says 400 U.S. soldiers. Forgive me, y'all. I don't know how that happened. 400 U.S. soldiers dead after 13 days. Babylon is fallen. All right. And Babylon in the Bible is also known as America, the mystery whore, Babylon the Great. And the war that's going on in Iran is also biblical prophecy. As you can see what's happening, it's literally affecting the entire global economy, and America's losing this war. It's inevitable for them to believe that they're going to win. Let me get something really quick. Yeah, this is everyone says God is all love, but you got to understand the Heavenly Father said he ruleth in the kingdom of men. So everything that's happening right now is in the hands of the Lord. Let me bring this out really quick. Exodus chapter 15, verse 3. The Lord is a man of war. Yahawah is his name. So every war that has been here on earth has been ordained by the Most High. When I don't even know when I open up. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, singing honors to the elect, peace and blessings to the 1/3 and to the confusion of faces in the four corners of the earth. I don't remember if I said that. So let's get right into it. So this gentleman right here, his name is Patrick Henningsen, right? And there's a YouTube channel on. Use the channel on YouTube. I think it's called OTWN or something like that. What I'll do, I'll leave the link of the video that I got this information from in the description bar. This man is legit. These are his credentials right here. All right. And I took note. I literally listened to the video. It's like a 30-minute video, and I took notes, verbal notes that he was saying, and I just pretty much put them down here in manuscript form for us. His name is Patrick Henningsen. He's a writer, filmmaker, global affairs analyst, as well as editor and founder of the independent, so this is legit news, independent news website 21st Century Wire, and a regular guest commentator on numerous international TV outlets. He hosts the Sunday Wire weekly radio show that is broadcast globally on the alternate current radio network, the Patrick Henningsen Show on TNT Radio International, and is formerly co-anchor at UK Column News. He wrote for RT News International, Al Jazeera, Al Mayadeen, CGTN, and more. So I just wanted to give you his rundown and let you know this man's legit. So everything I'm telling you is not fake, it's not fictional. What's so ironic? Look at the name of his website. It's called fakeobservers.org. The irony of it saying fake observers, but it's a .org. It's not fake. You can't fake a .org. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's legit. So going into what he was saying, all right, bear me for a moment. Shalom, everyone that's in here. YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, Bahashem, QADASH, to you all, peace and blessings. If you leave messages, or I can't see him on the screen, but it says 400 U.S. soldiers dead in over 2 weeks, 600 wounded, airlifted to German operating facility, barely 100 survived their wounds. So it was just like not even a week ago, they were like, only 16 U.S. soldiers has passed away. No, 400 passed away unalived. So Trump is lying, and they've been arguing inside the war room. Yeah, I heard that he actually went off at his defense secretary, if I'm not mistaken, because they lied to him about the stockpile, the number of stockpile of missiles that they have. We're gonna get into that too as well. All right. But remember, all of this is biblical prophecy, you know, so bear with me too. As we talk, I'm gonna bring out some precepts and everything of that nature. So also it says United States $1 trillion defense budget and its technological superiority is being dismantled by a country deemed to be a third-rate country. We're talking about Iran compared to America, which America has the biggest military in the world, the best military since mankind in existence. You know, going back to Esau, what was Esau's blessing? The sword and the fatness of the earth. And so-called white man, woman, and child, their blessing is the sword. So they have the greatest military in the world, but it's being dismantled by a third-rate country. America's only 250 years old. Iran's been around for thousands of years. Just let that sink in, y'all. You know. But this is Joel chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Listen to this. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So the nations who people deemed to be, who they thought was weak, now they're saying that we are strong. Understand? So that deepens when you think about that, because we're talking about countries that were like it says, they were like agricultural, horticultural. Now they have missiles. Now they have surface to air defense systems. So they go to show you that the hegemony in America is starting to crumble, starting to fall. You know, somebody had left a message, but I don't know how to see it. So sorry. Somebody said something. But United States, the opening of the Yemeni front by ANTICHRIST giving a mandate to attack Saudi military infrastructure and oil exports. This is very heavy because when you think about the major oil, how should I say, clashing that's going on right now with America and Iran, this is actually affecting the global economy. And Saudi Arabia, their number one means of profit is oil. And that's being blocked and bombarded by Iran right now. But really because of what's going on with America. And for those who don't know, you got to go into the history of what's going on, what happened with Saudi Arabia and Yemen. Yemen has been bombarded and blitzkrieg by Saudi Arabia for years. I'm talking about millions dying, people, but no one speaks about it really internationally. Now, Iran has given this militia group, ANTICHRIST, has given these individuals in Yemen the green light to go at Saudi Arabia, and they are doing damage, y'all. They are doing damage. Remember, Saudi Arabia, they get their military from who? America. You see where the proxy wars are coming in? Proxy wars is like, this is what America doing. America pretty much aiding Ukraine to go fight with Russia. So America technically don't have to get their hands dirty, but they still have their arm in the war. Still got a dog in the fight. Same thing they're doing right. Same thing that Iran's doing right now with Yemen against Saudi Arabia now. Because Saudi Arabia was doing it for America against Yemen. Now the rabbit has the gun. Understand what I'm saying? Now the weak saying they are strong now. Okay. Now check this out. It says ANTICHRIST forces have a full naval blockade against Saudi Arabia, specifically targeting the Bab Mandeb Strait, a critical checkpoint at the mouth of the Red Sea, with Iran blocking the Strait of Hormuz from United States and the Arabian exports. Bab al-Mandeb was their last alternative route to export. Let that sink in. So the Strait of Hormuz is click-clack, 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 click-clack. You know how it is in the projects. They got like 6 locks. You got the chain lock, you got the bolt lock, you got the key lock, you got the slide lock. Yeah, they locking that down. Now the alternate route. So it's like being on the interstate. You say, you know what, I'm gonna take a state route, and then that's shut down. You're like, damn, where am I going? The backwoods? Now I'm gonna take the wrong turn. I'm joking, but you see what I'm saying. Right now, America's showing that it's being defeated. It's not winning in this war. Y'all give me a moment, please. I gotta see something really quick. Let me check something out. Okay, so let me read a little bit more on this. Let's see, let me look at this really quick. Now, Donald Trump vows to hunt down leakers, saying U.S. running out of missiles. This is what I mean by let the weak say I am strong, how America losing this war. Remember, y'all, in the past 2 weeks, 400 soldiers died. 600 was wounded, and only 100 out of that 600 survived. Let that sink in, y'all. In a war that is pretty much based upon pride. What Trump said, we're gonna hit him hard, the blitzkrieg hit. Man, y'all ain't doing Nathan over there, man. Y'all ain't doing Nathan over there. Let me see something really quick. I apologize. I gotta make sure this is. Make sure I'm live correctly. Okay, all right. Shalom, the Kwam. YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, QADASH, BROTHAS. Anunnaki of Gem City, nothing falls more than God claims. Truth can be demonstrated, and there seems to be no truth to God claims because the lack of adequate. And would you call yourself Anunnaki? Isn't that one of those false gods? Like, oh my God, this is weird. Let me guess. I guess they do believe in Nuwabiism. You still believe in Dr. York? You still believe in Dr. York? Do you still believe in Dr. York? You do realize we have the largest amount of nukes in the world. That's a flex. And it's not really even a flex. Russia does. That's dumb. And then listen to the hypocrisy there. America has the largest nukes in the world. Then why are there putting sanctions on Iran for enriching uranium? So you mean to tell me that they don't have the right to have nukes either? You hear the hypocrisy right there? So even right there, with you making that quote, let you know that you don't even know what's going on. It's not a flex. Do you know what happens if America lets one nuke off, if Russia lets one nuke off, if India lets one nuke off, if France lets one nuke off, if China lets one nuke off? Nuclear holocaust. No one's going to survive. That's not a flex, man. Come on, where's your wisdom? It's not a flex. It's like saying, shoot, we got guns, I got guns too, and then everybody just gonna die. Like, come on, what's the flex in that? But anyways, I gotta bring out a precept for you saying that. This is the book of Joel, chapter 20. Book of Joel, chapter 20, verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment? Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reaching to the clouds. That's America. It got their heads in the clouds. Yet he shall perish forever. It's not a flex, bro. Like his own dome, which they which have seen him shall say, where is he? So what you thought they stopped making guns when you got one? You know, that's what Jake is saying in the hood. So in other nations are like, you think you're the only one that got nukes now? Like, so like you lack wisdom when you're really talking like that, brother. All right. So I mean, anyways. So going back to the lesson at hand. So I want to see where it's at. I just want to get straight to the point. All right, boom. The U.S. has burned through most of its available long-range, highly accurate missiles, several outlets reported this week, raising concerns the U.S. will not be able to effectively fight Russia or China in a potential conflict in the near future. So as of right now, you're talking about all these nukes we got. Yeah, that's pretty much called my last resort. If you're gonna use a nuke, you're pretty much saying I have nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Dang, the corner. I wish I could put your comment on the screen, but I'll say it right here. The brother in the Quam, he dropped 2nd Esdras 15-30. Also the Carmenians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrian Khan, and that's talking about over there right now in the Middle East, the Valley of Jehoshaphat. Hey, check this out. Before February 28th, how about this? After February 28th, Iran said, no more will we go back to our diplomatic terms. Now it's our turn. So the first time ever, since them pretty much having sovereignty over the Strait of Hormuz, now they want to put a tax on all oil rigs coming in there. Anything. So let's say an oil rig come in, they got $150 million worth of oil. And I think Saudi said they wanted 5 to 7%. Oman said, let's do 3%. America said no percent. Let that sink in, y'all. You got the sovereign states over there who do business with America, who been attacked by Iran because America would keep fucking with Iran. Now they got to come to the table and say, hey, Iran, how you doing? Good. It's been a long time. How's your mother? Check this out. We know for a long time we haven't had any tax going through here. We know they messing with y'all, and it's messing with us. How about this? Rather than 5 and 7%, can we do 3? They said no 5. Yeah, they're not going back to their old ways anymore. So imagine $150 million coming through and they want 5%. That's like $10 million on there. And I will listen to another video where they were talking about how much like Apple and all the other companies make, these big Fortune 500 companies make like 500. Like $100 billion a year or some shit like that. I don't even know how much, something like that. They said that's how much Iran would make not pumping one drop of oil just from getting taxes. Or should I say interest on these people? All because America won't sit their ass down. Come on, man. That's a big flex. Now you're going to be making the same money Apple making. You ain't even got to lift a finger. That's called power. America's losing its grip. Naquam drop Salakia. Matter of fact, I can do it from here. Beautiful. Naquan dropped Joel 3 and 10. Beat your plowshares in the yep. I just read that one too. Yep, that's right. All right, let's get back into it. Salakia, y'all. So the U.S. has burned through most of its available long-range, highly accurate missiles. Several outlets reported this week, raising concerns the U.S. will not be able to effectively fight Russia or China in a potential conflict in the near future. Oh, since I was speaking about America, pretty much what I said America can't keep their butt at home. Now you got your allies and everyone else having to come to the table to pretty much try to pipe down your enemy, which is in their area, right? Where is it? Habakkuk. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine. What is that wine? We know the scripture is talking about wisdom. That wine is talking about America's philosophy, their democracy. They're drunken by it. He is a proud man, the proud, the Marines, right? Neither keepeth at home. America has over 170 something military bases in over 100 some countries, y'all. Come on now, right? Who enlargeth his desire as hell. Everywhere he goes is just hell, havoc. Remember they were talking about the chemical warfare that was going on in those sovereign states in Africa. What is it? Sudan and with the Gamar Gaddafi. God damn, Saddam Hussein. God dang. Those states are in worse states now. All right, anyways. And is as death and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. That's America. They want everybody to be up under them. All right. So I had to just bring it out really quick. Let me get to the point. So, like, yeah, I ain't trying to keep y'all. I know I'm running my mouth a little bit. We're talking about America being destroyed, Chris Braun. The World War III that's also happening right now is also biblical prophecy, okay? York, America, who is to set with your country's success? I'm confused. Are you an American I'm an American by citizenship. Right. But I'm a Hebrew Israelite by blood. Right. And I don't think rape, rob, and murder is success, sir. I mean, depending on perspective, rape, robbing, and murder and pillaging the people that's already indigenous here, and then lying, say you discovered something, then also claim that you freed the people that you also enslaved. I don't think that's victorious, sir. I don't really think that's a victory. But I mean, if you think so, go ahead. I mean, America's trillions of dollars in debt right now. I don't know if you noticed that right now. So yeah, America's trillions of dollars in debt. And listen, all I'm doing is reporting the news. They're lying to you on Fox News and all that. This is true. America 400 soldiers. No, 400 soldiers have died in the past 2 weeks. They're not talking about this on the news right now, right? Because America is trying to blitzkrieg Iran, but Iran is destroying strategic infrastructure that's in that region. That's what I'm talking about. How America is actually losing this war. How they're literally halfway through their long-range missiles, just fighting in a 4-month war with Iran. That means that America can't really hold a war no longer than going on almost 9 months. They're halfway through their long-range missiles, sir. That's what we're talking about here. How America is not looking too good on the battlefront. Thank you so much, brother. That's a beautiful precept. I was just thinking about this precept too. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 45. Therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord that he have taken against Babylon. So many historians and biblical historians have said America is the mystery whore of Babylon. We already know that. And his purpose that he had proposed against the land of the Chaldeans during the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. And the least of the flock that's drawing America out is Israel. Israel is the reason why America's inside this war. All right, because Israel has been fighting and beefing with Iran for the longest. It's really a holy war in a sense, quote unquote. You have the Muslims versus the Jewish people. It's been like that for the longest. And remember, prior to February 28th, the people inside of Iran was actually with Trump. That was on his side. But how dare you kill, destroy, and hurt the indigenous inhabitants? Even if you had different Muslim sects that was inside Iran that was going against each other, all you've done was brought all the Muslims together in the entire region. Now you have all of Iran going against America. So prior to February 28th, you had them in your favor. Now you don't. Like, this is what's going on right now. Your nation is by far the most powerful and impactful on the planet. You don't understand. You don't understand. The nation would give anything for a shred of what you have and scorn. You sound very confused, friend. No, you sound like someone who probably come from a third world country because you say your country. Where are you from? You're not even saying where you're from. Identify yourself. Identify who you are. Identify who you are. What country are you from? What's your nationality? What's your ethnicity? I'm out here in the front. I can understand if you live in a third-rate country, but America is just a polished turd. All right, understand that America is not what you. America, this is not the 50s anymore. America is not leading the pack anymore. Only reason why America stay relevant because of war. Remember that. So, what country are you from? Honduras? Adios mío. My mechanic's Honduran. Do you not know what they did to the Panama Canal? Huh? Do you not know how they connected the Indian Ocean to the Gulf of Mexico? Yeah, you should go look up a movie called The Panama Deception. I watched that movie and cried. They literally used military personnel to kill innocent women and children just so they could build on the man. Get out of here, man. You don't know what's going on, brother. You don't really know history, man. Because Honduran, that's Central America, right? You got Guatemala, Honduras, Panama, Belize, all that is Central America. Think about what happened. Think about what happened during the 50s, 60s, and 70s. They try to deem Noriega to be a bad guy the whole time. They doing deals with Noriega. Only difference is that Noriega got big-headed, so they deemed him to be a terrorist. Like the same people over there that's killing and causing and have militias and killing you, America actually doing business with them. Like, the country that you say that's so great isn't so great. Like, why do you think you have people down there and people down in the South America, Mexico, walking hundreds, if not thousands of miles of caravans just to get to America? Because America is destroying their home countries. Why would people want to walk hundreds of miles, thousands of miles from their own indigenous country to go to another country? Why do you think millions of people across the world are being displaced? Because of what America's doing, sir. What do you mean? Like you have to come, you gotta look at it from all angles, sir. All right. But I understand you from Honduras. I understand. And I'm not mad. I'm not upset. I'm just saying you don't understand the situation on how America became that way. You don't America had centuries of free labor to get to where it is. You speak of like America came to the terms and had ethical debates with other countries and people. Why do you think you speak Spanish right now? Did you think you speak Spanish prior to 1492, my friend? Spain, the Spanish conquistadors came down there and raped, robbed, and pillaged. Understand your history, my friend. But anyhow, let's get back to us. So America's running short on the missiles. Listen to this. It says Trump said on Wednesday the U.S. had massive amounts of munitions and would be receiving large quantities of newly produced missiles. The leakers of these treasonous statements are being hunted down. No, man, this is really what's happening. The U.S., Israel, and other militaries are allied with Washington in the Middle East used up nearly 11,300 munitions in just the first 16 days of the war from February 28th. Let that sink in. Now, I also saw it was an article from Reuters, but after a certain amount of time, they wanted me to pay for it. I ain't paying for it. But they said that each one of these missiles costs at least over $1 million each. Over $1 million each. Man, Iran is using $100,000 drones to take out $1 million missiles, y'all. But somebody says that America's very strong. Don't get it twisted. Matter of fact, it's some information I took down for the brother from Honduras. Where is it? All right, listen here. This is something I got from that video I was watching to let you know how ineffective America really is right now when it comes to fighting these wars. It's not the 50s and 60s anymore. It says Iran has introduced newly developed air defense systems, not only effective. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right, let's go back. Let me go back. Iran has introduced newly developed air defense system, not only effective, but also cost-effective compared to the westernized defense system. All right. Check this out. System like the Bavar 373 and the upgraded Sayad missile are proving capable of downing American and allied aircraft worth tens of millions of dollars. They have backed that by making Iran a no-fly zone by taking out American and Israeli warplanes, a major game changer. My friend, America is not that top dog like it used to be. The other nations are contenders. Okay. How to the quorum. So anyhow, let's get back to it. So right here, all the military stockpiles are a closely guarded secret. The U.S. was worth a month away from completely exhausting its ATACMS and PRSM stockpiles. They're gonna break that down what those words mean, right? All right, as well as its stores of interceptors, missiles for the terminal high altitude area defense. All these acronyms and everything, they're pretty much saying that right now, man, we run a low on stockpile. So THAAD is one of the few systems able to knock Iranian ballistic missiles from the sky. So that's one of the few that's able, but right now they're running low on it, y'all. All right. The U.S. had roughly 452 THAAD interceptors before the war, but had as few as 234 left by the end of July. Half of it already depleted, like I said. And we're only what from February? This is like going on 4 or 5 months. Do you think? And guess what? You have to ship out military aid, ship out munitions, and all of that. That takes gas and oil. What is this war about? Oil. You're not gonna win this, man. And for you to back out will mean defeat. You know America ain't gonna do that. Before the start of the conflict, the U.S. had approximately 2,330 interceptors for its Patriot air defense systems, according to the CSIS estimates. By July 27, this had dipped as low as 759. They had over 2,300 of them things. Now, by the 27th of July, that was about a week and a half ago, they only got 759. That means that whatever y'all hitting them with, it ain't fucking enough. I'm sorry, man. I'm getting excited right now. Whatever they're getting hit with, it ain't enough. Brother Naquam dropped Isaiah 34:2. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He have utterly destroyed them. He have delivered them. I think he said to the Sabians, if I'm not mistaken. To the slaughter. I'm sorry, to the slaughter. Exactly. That's what the Lord's doing. He's gathering all these nations to the valley of Jehoshaphat. Now check this out. Patriot air defense systems are one of the world's most sought-after air defense systems, credited with intercepting Russian hypersonic missile strikes in Ukraine. I got a surprise for y'all. Hypersonic missiles travel at more than 5 times the speed of sound. Moscow has touted these weapons are unstoppable. Now check this out. Amid intensifying Russian strikes, Ukraine's pleas for air defenses are falling flat. Now, this article was published, August 6th. This was what, 2-3 days ago. For much of the war, remember they said, oh, the Patriot defense system is so sought after. All right, so check this out. For much of the war, President Volodymyr Zelensky appeals to Western allies for air defensive have paid off. All right. He's lobbying helped persuade Washington to give Kyiv its first U.S.-made Patriot air defense system in 2023. All of this is relevant to what's happening right now in this war, y'all. All right. After yet another deadly assault on Kyiv early Wednesday, in which the capital was left completely undefended against Russian ballistic and hypersonic missiles, Mr. Zelensky offered an account. In a statement, he said the number of air defense missiles supplied by a Western partner. Don't do that to me. Don't make me pay for it. Don't you dare make me pay for it. No, he said the number of air defense missiles. Damn, come on now. I'm gonna do this. It dropped 3-fold compared to 2025. All right. So in other words, when this war first popped off with Ukraine and Russia, America like, oh, we got your back, we got you, man. We gonna supply you and everything. We got you. You good, you good, you good. Next thing you know, here come Iran. I'm Zelensky. Cut to the scene at Washington. Trump just sitting there, the phone going on. Hey, what was that? No, you're a good guy. You're good. You're good. Who is it? Zelensky. We good. They ain't picking up no more. Why? Because they need all their military munitions and everything over here with Iran. Now you out here naked again, like a newborn baby with his bum open. Just not bum open. Calm down. Bare naked. Calm down. A lot of Epstein people probably watching. I don't want y'all to get no weird ideas out there. Anyhow, most recently, Mr. Zelensky has framed his position in human terms, arguing that every additional interceptor saves lives. So as of right, damn, that's a body bag, yo. Damn, I didn't even realize what I was looking at the whole time. So far this year, Russia has fired 650 ballistic missiles at Ukraine. And remember, y'all, it said that Kyiv was left undefended. Imagine Washington, D.C. being left undefended. That's what it's like happening. That's what's happening right now in Ukraine. That capital is left undefended. That's like DC being left undefended, y'all. So that's major. All right. It's just so I want you to understand the emphasis of that. That's something to not be taken lightly. All right. So far, Russia has fired 650 ballistic missiles at Ukraine, according to a New York Times analyst of figures from the Ukrainian Air Force. So, yeah. They're well sought after, but your ass ain't getting them right now. And that's why Zelensky and them over there looking naked. Okay? And also, on the backside, check this out. What I want to say. ANTICHRIST forces. Now remember, there are different sets. I'm sorry, y'all. I should have told y'all this. You know how you have Christians, right? Well, in Christianity, you also have like Baptist, Seventh-day Evangelists, Presbyterian, Pentecostal, right? Same thing in the Islam. In the Muslims, you have Sunni Muslims, ANTICHRIST Muslims. You have different types, different sects of Muslims, all right? 5%ers, however you want to look at it, right? So ANTICHRIST is a sect, and it stands for Helpers of God, all right? So it also says, I want to read some information. ANTICHRIST has coordinated missile and drone attacks on Arabia's Aba International Airport and the strategically vital King Khalid Airport, a key hub for the Royal Saudi Air Force. The reason why this is so important because United States and Saudi Arabia, they're beefing with Iran because they're trying to get their oil through, but Yemen is actually suppressing them, or should I say they're mitigating Saudi Arabia from having any type of effect or influence on what's happening with Iran and Russia because they're deterring them from joining them in the fight. They're like, hold on, we finna hit you with some. Well, as you flee into the west, we behind you in the east, just hitting you with shit. I'm just saying, like, as you're fleeing this way, we behind you hitting, so you have no choice but to defend yourself. That's what's happening right now. Saudi has tried to intercept the drones and missiles, but the strategic executions make Saudi Arabia appear to be vulnerable. The Saudis have spent billions on the American-made Patriot system, and it has seemed to fail them in this war against the Yemeni. So your president says everybody wants the Patriot system. Okay, they were helping Zelensky, but they ain't got enough to get to y'all. And then over in Saudi Arabia, drones that y'all spent billions on these systems, and drones are taking y'all out. Man, y'all through. I'm not making this up. Like I said, all this information came from a video. Lord, I remember to put the link of the video in the description box. But all the information and details came from this gentleman right here, Patrick Henningsen, and he is legit. So all the information you see on the left-hand side of the screen, he will verbally say in the video that I took notes down on. All this is valuable information that you will not find in your mainstream media. All right. So also I'm gonna read. I'm gonna close out soon. Also I'm gonna read right here. Saudi crude export has plummeted to a record low 3.4 million barrels a day in May. Saudi economy, which is entirely dependent on oil revenues, are being strangled. The kingdom is literally bleeding money. All of Saudi military stockpile has been destroyed by a local Yemen militia capable of penetrating deep into the Saudi's kingdom. Yo, man, this is so heavy, man. QADASH. So as of right now, Babylon the Great, hey, if Naquan, I don't know if Naquan's still in here. It's a precept where it says the whole hammer of the earth. I think it's in Jeremiah 51, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, man, how the whole hammer of the earth is losing its power. America losing its power. I'm about to close out. You know, like I said, I wanted to go out. Hey, it didn't even look like it rained. For the past 2 or 3 days, I've been trying to go out. Because I looked at last time I went out, I said, dang, 11 days? I said, no, I got to go out. But I don't know. It's been overcast skies. I checked. It says it's going to clear up this weekend. So, Lord willing, I'll be out there this Sunday, though. But I figure I'll go live for y'all right now. So, water for y'all being here. But I'm going to close out. Let me find this precept really quick. Yeah, man. So, America, the Babylon the Great, man. You're through. This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 8. I'm sorry, that's 7. Whew. Babylon have been. I'm gonna go to 6 because I remember the Honduran brother was in here. And honestly, brother, we shouldn't have timed him out. He was good, Naquan, but I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. But he would just sign out for a few seconds. So Jeremiah 51 and 6, flee out of the midst of Babylon, that's America, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. And this is what kills me about a lot of people. They don't understand history, how America was developed. The Lord said, shed not blood they ran, because blood defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed except for the blood of him that shed it. So that means that the people who shedded the blood of the indigenous people of this land, the people of the transatlantic slave trade, the Lord said that their blood must be shed too. And the Lord's going to do that on his return. Understand that. So going back, Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 7. Babylon, America, hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. Remember earlier I said that he is a man that keep him not at home, who is drunken with wine. That wine meant is power, is democracy. That's what it just said. Made the whole earth what? Go crazy. What? By what? You're a democracy because you force it upon the earth. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Now they mad at you. Can't make this up, y'all. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed. We will have healed Babylon, America, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go every one into his own country, for her judgment reaches unto heaven and is lifted up even unto the skies. So America's demise is near. It's in the near future. All right. Number close out with Jeremiah chapter 50, verse. Where is it? 50, verse 22. A sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? Like I was saying to the Honduran brother, like back in the 50s and 60s, hell, we can go back to the early 1900s, all the way to the 50s. America was a major power. After the war against the Germans, man, and all those scientists had to get split up. That's how you came about to have the waste to destroy, meaning the thermonuclear warheads, man. So Russia have them, America have them, China has some, France have some, India have some. Only a few nations have some that are part of EU and NATO. You have some who are not a part of EU and NATO, right? So understand the dynamic of the power. America is just the big bully that's willing to go there. Other nations are like, you crazy. But Iran's like, okay, we're going to match your crazy with our crazy. So that's what's happening right now. This is a country that's sovereign and that has enough power to fight back with America. This is unprecedented, for real, because America has always played proxy wars. Even though the war with Iran and Israel is happening, Israel has always been funded by America. So America's in this war, and the least of the flock has drawn them out. All right. So with that being said, I truly pray y'all was edifying, fed, stay in the spirit. Don't fear it, just endure it. Ask for forgiveness. Pray without ceasing. Stay humble. Remain diligent. Kwam Allah, Mofla Ball, Shalom. And the water in the Kwam for monitoring the space. And brother from Honduran, nothing personal, man, but little do you know you were Israelite. If anything, you come from on the tribe of Zebulun. And hopefully you can receive that. All right, y'all. Shalom.